Hey everyone, it is Jackie Purcell. We're going to get to Picture Alaska with this edition for mid-July. Of course, we had some pretty important issues coming up yesterday with that tsunami warning and then advisory, but we're going to just take a time to look at the lighter side of summer here as we go through some of our viewer submitted photos and videos. So let's get right to it, because it's always great to just look at those great scenes of summer. We'll start with some flower power. Who doesn't love flower power during the summer? And thank you to Theodora Bayou for sending that in. I'm wondering, are those dahlias or peonies? Nonetheless, they look like they're huge. I think they might be peonies, but I have just started to grow some peonies in my own yard, so I'm not an expert just yet. So I look forward to, getting a little more into that flower world. From Fish Harvest, that's out of Igagik, and Teresa Sanderson sending that in. Looks like they're having a haul there of some salmon as they go through the summer months. Some wildflowers. This is a wild iris. Thank you to JoJo Prince for sending that in and sharing it with us. I love the intricacies that nature can provide us. A view that is just stunning. The deep purples and some of those striations there in the leaves. Amazing. Thank you, JoJo, for sending that in. And we have another one. It was a very calm, beautiful morning at the harbor. JoJo caught that, and just look at that mirror image of the boats in the water. Love that. And just a few clouds out there in the distance. I thought this almost looks like fall, but not fall. It is sunset hitting the tops of the trees, and that was a brilliant, you could see kind of, if you look closely, just that's that sun being so brilliant on those trees. So you kind of see that just highlighting the tops of those trees there as we went through the summer evening. As far as more flowers, this is a pretty impressive flower, the Himalayan poppy. It gets pretty tall and it gets pretty big. So thank you to Julie Jorgensen for sending that in. You can see those, by the way. I believe they have them at the Botanical Gardens here in Anchorage, along with so many varieties of not just flowers, but also different types of plants. So it's a great place to take your summer visitors if you're trying to think of something to do. Look at this orange, hazy sun. Of course, the haze, the result of some of these wildfires that have burning at first during the early part of the summer in Canada, and then through the summer, we've had more and more fires here in the state of Alaska. This was just after a softball game that I think played through midnight. So look at all the sunshine, or at least the daylight, I should say, in the Kotzebue area. Martin Schroyer, thank you for sending that in. This is an aerial view of the tidal flats. Dean Dreesen, you can see just looking down the inlet, Turnagain Arm. You're not going to want to venture out onto these tidal flats, because we have had rescues before of people thinking, hey, you can walk on the tidal flats, but it's very kind of silty, so you can sink pretty easily, and then it's very difficult to get unstuck. But beautiful shot. Stay above it all. And you can stay above it all with Dean's picture. Check out that portion of a rainbow, and even kind of some a little bit of a look of a rainbow there in the distance as well. So it kind of disappears into the clouds, but you know where that is? Utqiagvik. And thank you to Lisa Adams for bringing us all the way up to northern Alaska. Check out the scene from the interior. Yeah, I'd stop and take that in as well. That is a brilliant sunset. Thank you, Lois Bryce, for sharing that with us. And it looks like the water was super calm on that evening as well. Always something to watch out for during the summer. Are you putting your trash away in a responsible manner? Secure that trash, because, hey, Tracy, I got this image of a black bear just coming out of a trash bin. Don't know where that was, but it's always good to have bear-resistant trash containers. We have had some beautiful sunsets and sunrises. This happens to be a nice sunset out of the Kenai Beach area. Joe Mato sharing that with the state here. Fireweed. Don't let fireweed bum you out. Look how far from the top this fireweed photo is. Bonnie Church, it's the fireweed as well as the sunset. Looks like a little family of ducks maybe in the background there, but taking in the sunset as well. It looks like a little gnome there on the deck as well, kind of thing, a little decoration. checking out the misty conditions out of the water, on the water. This was Izzy and Scooby. Thank you to Marie Schleib for sending that in and sharing her photo of her fur babies there. Beautiful sunrise scene. I think that's a sunrise from the Kachemak Bay area out of Homer. Kim Sharp sending that in. You can see the spit clearly out there. A lot of times, in fact, just yesterday, folks in Homer were wondering about that tsunami and why didn't the sirens go off? I heard that there was some talk about that. But of course, that's all due to safety concerns, what borough or your officials locally decide. But it didn't quite extend to the Homer area. But I can understand why it would make people a little bit nervous. Sandpoint, Christopher Holmberg sending this beautiful shot of some fishing boats there during the summer harvest season. A little pastel look to the clouds beyond. And passing through Shagaluk, Joy Hamilton sending a photo of a couple of bulls that were part of that wood bison project that were dropped in the area. So these were two bulls that were born in the wild. So it looks like they're doing pretty good so far as that herd. So we love that you share some of your photos and videos with us. Check out this busy bee, Shelley Walter. I mean, he's very, very busy. Thank you for sending that in. If you want to share these with us, you can do that. It's pretty easy. I'll make sure to share that with you. You go to alaskasnewssource.com. You just go to the top of the page, and you can see that there is that top bar. If you go over to the right side, you'll see Submit Photos and Videos, and that's what you'll click. And that's when you'll be able to send us your photos and videos, because we want to see your views from all across the state. Hey, I want to wish you a nice Thursday evening, a good weekend. It looks like here in the South Central area that weather should be pretty cooperative, so something to look forward to. So have a good one out there.